The following broadcast is brought to you by Accelerate Church. Accelerate Church is located in Amarillo, Texas at 4400 South Crockett Street. If you're in the area and would like to stop by for a service, we would love to have you. Our service times are Sundays at 10 a.m. and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. If you'd like a copy of this message for a loved one or for yourself, please give us a call so we can get a copy in your hand. Our phone number is 806-418-8913. We also invite you to download our app. Our Accelerate Church app is available on your Apple or Android device. You can listen to previous sermons preached by Pastor Jeremy, as well as watch live streaming at the touch of a button. For more information about our ministry, log on to acceleratechurch.cc.
Welcome to the Accelerate Church radio broadcast. My name's Jeremy Fowle. I'm the pastor at Accelerate Church, and we want you. We've got midweek service coming up Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Also, on the weekend, of course, Sunday morning, we have service at 10 a.m. Central Time. If you can't be with us in person at 4400 South Crockett in Amarillo, you can always stream our service live at acceleratechurch.cc. Here I am in the studio, and I have quite a friend with me. I tell you what, someone I look up to and respect a whole lot, Dr. Lee A. Simpson, pastor of Faith Clinic Church. Good day. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Pastor Jeremy. I enjoyed our broadcast on yesterday, and I'm looking forward to today.
Yes, it's going to be great. Tell everyone your website of your ministry, if you don't mind.
It is faithclinicministries.org. That's faithclinicministries.org. And again, you can just click in Dr. Lee Simpson, and it will take you to any of our outlets.
That's great. You have some of your services out there on YouTube and on Facebook and different outlets like that. Even on X, used to be Twitter.
Yes.
So check that out, Dr. Lee A. Simpson. Well, you were talking to us yesterday as we ran out of time about your passion for souls and how you started out as an evangelist, just going around preaching in prisons. You got into churches. You got connected with Dr. Ivy Hilliard, your spiritual father, and you felt God's call to come to Amarillo and start Faith Clinic Christian Ministries. I first off want to say my hat's off to you because it's enough warfare just to be a pastor, much less to be a pilgrim pastor.
Amen.
Where you start a ministry.
That's good.
I have a lot of respect for you, sir. I really do. You recently were in a service. We were officiating a memorial service together, and you started telling a story I'd never heard. I've come to realize since then you've told it on the Kingdom Keys Network, which is a network my dad owns and operates right here out of Amarillo, a Christian network. But we're on stations all over America right now, and I thought people need to hear this. They need to hear what happened to you as a young person. And so we've established that you have a heart for the Lord Jesus. He's given you a passion for souls. But could you track back and tell us maybe where this started?
Yes, at the age of 16 years old, I was a musician in the church, and I played guitar and organ and whatever they needed. And but I was in church, but church wasn't necessarily in me.
Ooh.
And so
that's a good point.
So one night after church, I went home and I was invited to a get together with some friends, and my car wouldn't start. And I had a 71 Malibu, and it was a standard shift. And the only way you can get it to start sometime, because the starter was going out, you take a screwdriver and you put it in between and, get a spark and make it kick in. And, so that's what you would have to do. Of course, you have to make sure you're in neutral when you do it. But anyway, it wouldn't work no matter what. I had my nice dress clothes on. I had my blue suede shoes on. And I was ready to, party, so I wasn't going to miss anything. So I put a little mat under the car, slid under there with my screwdriver, and still couldn't see because it was dark, so I got me a light. Unbeknownst to me, there was a shortage. The wire was exposed in the light.
Oh, wow.
And I had this long screwdriver. At the same time, I touched that starter. My arm or something must have hit that. I don't remember all of it, but all I remember is my tongue got so thick, everything blacked out. The lights in what was called a carport at the time, it went out, it flickered, and I'm just in a place of nowhere, when you're not here, you're not there, you just feel like you in the midst of nothing. And so everything went black, but I was still conscious but unconscious. And
So
I know
electricity went through your body is what you're saying.
Yes, I got that. That when my arm touched that short that exposed area of that extension cord, and at the same time the battery power from the car. So I was getting it from two places at the same time.
Oh man! Wow.
And before I knew it, I found myself floating, looking down at my body on the ground on the carport.
Wow.
And I couldn't believe it. I always tell people I couldn't believe I was that short. I was at that time I was 5'2", and I still hadn't made it this 6 foot. I'm still in faith. But I was looking, and I was just looking at my shoes. But I left the part out that before I saw myself floating over, my spirit, and I know this sound unique, but my spirit came through my shoes. You know how you let the air out of something or the water drain? It's like my spirit drained out of my body through my feet. And I came up and I looked, and I still had on my clothes or images of my clothes. And I was looking, and I couldn't believe my legs was that short. I couldn't believe, and it didn't dawn on me that what had just happened.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, it's dark in here, but I still can see.
So you came out of your body, is
Yes.
what you're saying.
Out of
And
body.
you could see your body laying there on the ground.
Yes,
And you didn't realize what had just happened, but you had just been electrocuted.
exactly.
Wow.
And there's an awareness. I can't explain it unless you go there, been there. But there's an awareness that happens when you are not limited by your body and your brain functioning. You know things that you don't know, but you know.
Mm.
And I said to myself, I'm dead. And the moment I said, I'm dead, my spirit fell through that concrete carport. And I began to look at all the layers, I forgot what you call it when you see the foundation layers.
Of the earth and the crust and
crust
everything.
and I'm looking at roots deep, and I'm seeing things that I've never seen before. They never had it in the school book. I'm looking at this, and I'm amazed as I'm falling. There's a sensation of falling and everything passing by, and it should be blurry to me, but I can see it so clearly, even though I'm passing by that fast, what you might call warp speed.
Wow.
And I land in this place. I'm on top of a cliff, and next to the cliff is an opening, a cave. I've never in my life to this day physically been inside of a cave. Since that experience, I didn't want to go.
You said, I'm not going.
No.
So we're not going to see you go over here to New Mexico
No.
and go to the caves they have over there.
I watched the pictures of the video.
You said, I'm not going, though.
And so I landed on this cliff, and I knew I was in a different world. And the world that I was in, I can't describe the color other than to say orange, but that's not really a good description of it. It's so different, and you don't realize what's missing until you're in a place of a great absence. And there's no hope there. There's no joy. There's no laughter. I didn't hear a sound of a bird or cricket or, I was in Shreveport, Louisiana at this time. And all you can hear is frogs, this and that. We had a lot of water and everything.
Sure.
It was soundless. But it wasn't a sound your ears can hear. It was a sound of emptiness that your soul feel.
So you could sense that there's an emptiness, there's a hopelessness, and you didn't really know yet where you had landed.
No.
You just knew that you had come out and seen your body, and you went down and you could see the different parts of Earth, and you landed on a cliff.
Exactly. And I looked around me, and my eyes could see far. I can hear very well. And I saw a train of people, what I call it, when I was a teenager, I call it a train of people. Far off, it was way off from where I was, but I can see them. And there were some tall figures, looked like between every 50 people, like you can call it, and leading. Everybody's walking in a straight line, and And I knew without, like I said, things that you don't know how you know. I knew they were lost souls. And those beings that was leading them, I was so scared of them seeing me and coming for me. And I became very afraid. And just at that moment, that's when the shadow, it was a spirit, but in shadow form.
Right.
And I can feel the evil oozing from it. And something deep inside of me said, you can't let him touch you or you will never go back.
So he was coming up at you. Was it front or back, or do you remember?
He rose. I was over the cliff looking at this trail of people, just the beings and the people. And I felt something coming behind me. And I turned around, and I couldn't see it at first because it mixed with the darkness that I can still see through. But it took a form, and it was like a shape of a man, but not. And it was just floating toward me. It was so impersonal, but it was evil. And I knew the only safe place in my mind, I couldn't go down the cliff because
right. You saw all those beings and those people that you knew were lost souls.
Yes. The only safe place seemed to be the cave. And I ran into the cave. And I was running, and I used to be a sprinter. I ran the 440, relays, all that, so I can run pretty fast. But, Pastor Jeremy, as fast as I was running, as fast as I could in that area, because I couldn't hardly see, but I could see. I know it's strange to say.
Yeah, well, it is what it was.
And I was trying to hug the walls as I was walking, so I wouldn't run into a boulder or whatever. And as fast as I was running, that thing didn't speed up, but it kept up. Again, that's hard to explain. I didn't see no burst in speed.
Right.
As fast as I was running, I couldn't put distance between us. And I'll start saying Jesus, because when I play guitar, I can make it say Jesus, So I started saying Jesus, Jesus, I'm dead, Jesus. This can't be true. But before I left out the part, the spirit came to me, the darkness. I said, I'm dead. And then I said, I know how to wake myself up. And I went to the edge of this cliff, it's a jagged edge, and I took it and rubbed my face so the stone would cut me. And my face, I can feel it just stretching.
Wow.
But it did not bleed.
It didn't bleed. Wow. I hate that we're out of time today. We're going to pick up right here tomorrow. If you're listening, you say, what am I listening to? This is Dr. Lee A. Simpson, and he pastors Faith Clinic Christian Church right here in Amarillo, and I'm Pastor Jeremy File at Accelerate Church. This is the Accelerate Church broadcast, but I heard Dr. Simpson share this at a memorial service recently. And I said, you've got to come on the radio and share this because eternity is written on every man's heart. God is God from everlasting to everlasting.
Yes.
Eternity's real, my friend. You're going to live forever. We're going to talk more about this week. I'm excited about this. Your website, once again?
faithclinicministries.org.
faithclinicministries.org. Check that out today and be sure and tune in tomorrow, right here, same time, same station, for the Accelerate Church radio broadcast.
You've been listening to the Accelerate Church radio broadcast. And if you'd like a copy of this message for a loved one or for yourself, please give us a call so we can get a copy in your hand. Our phone number is 806-418-8913. We also invite you to download our app. Our Accelerate Church app is available on your Apple or Android device. If you're in the area and would like to stop by for a service, we would love to have you. We're located at 4400 South Crockett Street in Amarillo, Texas, and our service times are Sundays at 10 a.m. and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. We look forward to meeting you very soon.